Season 1, Episode 4, Unhoused USA with Dr. Beth Fisher. Today we're going to be covering Portland, Austin, and Denver, looking at categories of homelessness, and honoring Taylor Swift, American Hero. This is January 13th, 2024. Hi folks, this is Dr. Beth Fisher. Let's just jump right into the news. Part 1, news from Portland, Austin, and Denver. Portland's Shigella virus hits the homeless. Portland is dealing with an outbreak of the Shigella virus in the unhoused community. The Shigella virus is a highly infectious illness that spreads through fecal matter and puts the city's large homeless population at high risk, according to health officials. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention describe Shigella as bacteria found in fecal matter that can infect someone if ingested. The illness can cause people to experience bloody and prolonged diarrhea, fever, stomach pain, and feeling the need to pass stool even when the bowels are empty. Shigella can be spread through sex, drinking contaminated water, changing diapers, or caring for someone sick with the illness. The data provided by the Multnomah County shows that Shigella cases have increased in recent years, skyrocketing in 2023 by 131% compared to 2021 in the counties surrounding Portland. There were 45 active cases of this virus in 2023 December. Union Gospel Mission in Portland has been assisting unhoused clients diagnosed with the virus by providing housing and other necessities. Austin, Texas, tiny homes. In December, Austin City Council passed a new code amendments for more affordable housing. These amendments allow for more tiny homes to be built within the Austin city limits. Outside the city limits, however, tiny housing has been thriving since 2022 with Community First Village, which aims to be an example of permanent, affordable housing for people who are chronically homeless. Community First has been building a thriving community, has raised hundreds of millions of dollars from public and private sources, and is an example of what can be done to support unhoused folks. We congratulate Community First Village and look forward to learning about their progress. Denver, Colorado. 1K met. Denver meets the goal of housing 1,000 unhoused people before 2024. Denver Mayor Mike Johnson declared victory in his House 1,000 goal on the last day of 2023. He said, as of yesterday, this city succeeded in under 6 months in moving more than 1,000 people off the streets and into housing. With the opening of a new micro-community in northeast Denver on Sunday, Johnson estimated over 1,100 people will have been housed before the end of 2023. Since Mayor Johnson declared a state of emergency on homelessness on July 18, 2023, Denver has housed 1,034 Denverites living on the streets in permanent units, converted hotels, and tiny home microcommunities. Permanently closed 10 encampments and kept these areas closed to future camping. Acquired and opened 1,173 units in 4 converted hotels and 3 micro-communities. Gathered community feedback from thousands of attendees at over 60 community meetings hosted by Mayor Johnson. Increased shelter capacity by 35% for families experiencing homelessness. Denver City Councilwoman for District 8, Chantel Lewis says, after years of shuffling the unhoused from block to block, change is coming to Denver, and we will see its impact in the new year. While this is a great start, let me remind listeners that Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass housed over 14,000 homeless residents in her first 6 months in office, and at this podcast release has helped house over 21 Angelinas in her first year as mayor of Los Angeles. I did the ratio math. If Mayor Mike Johnson wants to be more like Mayor Karen Bass, he needs to increase his efforts to house a total of 2,535 Denverites. You can do it, Mayor Mike Johnson. Keep going. Part 2, populations that are affected by the housing issues. In Season 1, Episode 2, we discussed geographic areas where homelessness occurs. It was everywhere. Now let's look at who might be homeless. It's a long list. Veterans, senior citizens, families, Black, Indigenous, and people of color, disabled, unaccompanied youth, college and university students, K-12 students, preschool students, refugees, LGBTQIA+. Basically, it can happen to anyone in our nation. 1 minute you're doing great, and months later, COVID stalls your business, and a few months after that, your landlord sends over a handyman to fix an outside spigot with a butane torch, and in 90 seconds, your house and business are burned to the ground. You have insurance and lawyers, but by the time your lawyers get to mediation, you've gone through your funds, have been evicted from the house that you did rent, and are now accepting a much lower settlement. And your lawyers take 40%. And that's one example of how you can go from having to not. In our next episode, we will look at housing terms and concepts such as transitional housing and media perceptions of homelessness. Part 3, Taylor Swift. Okay, Swifties, let's talk about how your Taylor Swift American Hero has helped almost every community she performed in on her latest tour. From Seattle to New York, Taylor has helped children, families, animals, food banks, homeless shelters, and tornado relief. I could go on and on about her generosity, and her fans are doing the same, even giving up their own tickets to raise money for those in need. Thank you, Tay-Tay, for caring about others and not being greedy. You are truly an American hero. So how about the rest of you billionaires? How can you make a difference? Okay, that's all for now. In Season 1, Episode 5, we will check up on Anchorage and Minneapolis, review categories of poverty policy, and as always, share who's doing it right. This is Dr. Beth Fisher wishing you a wonderful day. Bye for now.